And my name is Joy Carly. Welcome to the guest show. Today's special guest is Bill Cosby. Well, nice to meet you, Bill Cosby. My name is Joy Carly. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Joy. I'm glad to be on your show tonight.
Thank you. What is your full name?
My full name is William Henry Cosby, Jr.
When and where were you born?
I was born on July 12, 1937, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Tell me about your childhood.
I liked sports. In high school, I would rather play sports than study. I talked about a fake friend that I had all the time named Albert. Actually, we called him Fat Albert because he weighed 2,000 pounds. I would do an impression of Fat Albert where he would sound like, "Hey, hey, hey, it's Fat Albert." I dropped out of high school in the 10th grade, though. I ended up in the Navy, so I was a sailor.
Ooh. Don't you play a role in the Cosby Show?
I ended up playing a role in the Cosby Show when I was much older. The Cosby Show was one of the best shows on NBC. I played Bill Cosby. I was a doctor.
What was your wife's job?
My wife's job, she was a lawyer, and we had a number of children, boys and girls.
How many children do you have?
In real life, I had 5 children.
What are their names?
The girls' names are Erica, Erin, Imsa, and Evan. 4 girls, all with the first letter E.
Whoa, that is incredible.
I also had a son. His name was Enos, also beginning with the letter E.
Can you ask the main events about your personal life?
The main events in my personal life are, as I told you, I was a sailor in the Navy. When I got out of the Navy, I had a lot of odd jobs. And as part of the odd jobs, I worked in a lot of clubs, telling jokes. And I became very good at it.
Did you become a comedian?
I became a comedian. I was one of the very first black comedians ever to hit it big.
Can you tell our viewers what the word comedian means?
I'm someone who tells jokes for a living, a comic. I used my ability as a comedian to go into television with a TV show called I Spy in the 1960s.
Isn't that called that was a kid show called I Spy, They Steal Family.
That's a different show than I Spy when I was on. I played a detective, and I was the first black man that was a star of the TV comedy.
Ooh.
After that, it was such a big hit, I kept doing comedy in larger and larger clubs.
Ooh. And now it's time for a question in the mail. This question is from Amy from Massachusetts. Amy asks, did you star in Jello commercials?
Yes, I did. I started in Jello commercials with little children, and I always wanted to eat Jello pudding, and they never would let me eat Jello pudding. And it was so funny, and the little children always loved it.
Well, it seems like you've been famous in your life.
Yes, that was some of the special things in my life. Plus, I've really used education to help all the people, black and white.
Did you start on a commercial, on a show that helped kids about not drinking alcohol or smoking?
Yes, and I've done a number of commercials that did that as well. I was also on Sesame Street, the electric company, and if you remember, I told you about my friend, Fat Albert. There was a TV show, a cartoon called Fat Albert and His Friends.
Who was talking about a box that's orange or a box that's oranges in it?
It was a box that had oranges in it.
Oh, so if you were confused by that, now you can tell you the answer.
After I got out of the Navy, I went to Temple University. That's also in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I was born.
What did you do? Who did you marry?
My wife's name is Camille. Her maiden name was Hanks. So my wife's name is Camille Hanks Cosby. She's the mother of our 5 children.
And here's another letter came in from the mail question. Matt from Florida. Matt asked, were Camille's parents against the marriage because they think that you were very successful?
Actually, they were against the marriage. But they didn't think I was successful because I was a comedian at the time. But she loved me and I loved her.
Well, are you still married?
Yes, we are. We've been married a long, long time. And she's also helped me in my career to make the world a better place.
Has there been a book written about you?
There have been many books written about me, Joy. Actually, one of the books is called Reaching Your Goal, Bill Cosby Superstar. I think you have it in the Simpson Elementary School library, actually.
Actually, that's where I checked it out. Because my daughter goes there. But more about Bill Cosby. Well, what is the most successful thing in your life?
Probably my family. That's the most successful thing in my life.
Well, sorry folks, and if you enjoyed that show, join in next time for another exclusive new guest to learn more about. Until then, my name is Joy Carly. Have a nice time and good night.